Hi, everyone. I'm Stan Mallow. Welcome to Paranormal Yacker. My guest today is award-winning musician, DNA facilitator, and sound healing pioneer, Deborah Thunderbeat. I'll be yakking with Deborah about her book, Look Up My Encounters with ETs and Angels. Deborah Thunderbeat, welcome to Paranormal Yacker.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Sedona, Arizona is probably one of the most beautiful and sacred places on the planet. Everyone I know who visited it tells me it transformed them, and the spirituality and connection to nature they felt was incredible. You live there year round. What's that like, being a year-round resident of Sedona?
Very magical. I've been here 21 years. Spirit actually guided me here and feels like home compared to where I've traveled all around the world. And there are some ancient structures here that people actually don't even know about that I'm writing a book about.
A future interview. I look forward to that. Your book chronicles your lifelong journey with ETs and angels. What I find astounding is that your journey began when you were just 4 years of age, and not just you, but your mother was also transported on board a spacecraft. How did each of you react to that, and how did it affect your mother-daughter relationship?
We didn't remember in the beginning. I remembered part of it, was always wondering what was going on with. I remember coming back out of the spaceship, floating in midair in slow motion. I was playing in the driveway. It was broad daylight, and I was going to hit my head on the driveway. And I said, "Oh, I need to land on my hands." And all of a sudden, I flipped around really fast and landed on my hands. My cat was there, jumped about 10 feet into the air. My mother came running out of the house going, "I've been looking all over for you for hours. Where have you been?" I said, "I've been playing in the driveway, Mom." And not till I got a regression from Dolores Cannon, beautiful soul. I'm not sure if you're familiar with her, but she's been doing these past life regressions and things for decades. Until I had a session with her, I found out what really happened that day. So what happened when I had the regression, what happened is that they brought me into the spaceship and they put me on a silver table. The first being I met he looked like a rock formation being, but he can maneuver really easy. They rolled me down this hallway, and there was these doorways with different rooms, and each room had a different color. They put me in a room and they shined golden light onto me and said my name was Flying Eagle with Many Wings. Now I'm Choctaw Native American. I talked to one of my brother's shamans, and I said, "Boy, that name sounds like a Native American name, Flying Eagle with Many Wings." He says, "Where do you think we get our names from? We get them from the star people."
Did the alien beings tell you the reason for bringing you aboard their spacecraft? And how did you, a toddler, you were so young, react to what was happening to you?
I guess they did. They said that to remind me my mission, and we are your star family, and they are Sirian, from Sirius A, not B. Everybody talks about B, but this is Sirius A. It's I've met beings there eventually, or from the bird tribe, I call them. Had feathers for hair. There was pink beings. There were all benevolent, loving beings, golden light beings. I didn't see any grays that all these people talk about. I never saw anything evil there. They actually, when I eventually went, they actually took me in a ship many years later to Sirius A, went through a portal, and then they transported me into another ship. And before they put me into the second ship to go inside the sun, I know it sounds crazy, but the sun is not what it's made of, what people think it's made of. That's what they told me. But this triangle-headed being who was purple, he kept floating around me before he put me into the second ship. And I asked, "What is he doing?" He said, "They are looking for immoral implants. They are not allowed inside the sun."
You state in your book the beings you encountered were benevolent and loving, and that they've maintained in contact with you since you first met them. When they do contact you, is it for a specific reason? And are they the ones who initiate the contact, or do you sometimes call on them?
Actually, both. It's not all the time. It's certain times, actually, sometimes when I ask, they come in. I have met more than Syrians from Sirius A. I have met Andromedans, and I've met the Star Command Ashtar people. So I've met them. And I remember when I met the Andromedans, I was in the beach in Sarasota, Sarasota, Florida. At 1 o'clock in the morning, I'd bring my dog down there because they didn't allow dogs on the beach. And my dog was a Labrador. Labradors love water. So I would sneak her down at 1 o'clock in the morning. After the second time I was there doing that, we'd stay to sunrise. And the second time I was there and brought her down, all of a sudden in 15 minutes, it seemed like it was sunrise. And I'm like, wait a minute, what happened? That's 6 hours. No, 15 minutes. And then all of a sudden I couldn't find my dog. My dog never leaves my side. I eventually found her about a mile down the beach. That was missing time also. And at the same time, I got a regression with Dolores Cannon. She's got many students out now. She passed a couple of years ago. In that session, it was, they brought me into the ship and they protected my dog because the military came in. We were on the ship and you could actually see through the whole floor. We could see what was going on the beach through the floor. And there was military trying to find us. And they used my voice to deter my dog so they wouldn't take my dog all the way down to the end of the beach. That's what they told me. It was amazing.
Throughout your life, angels and star people have guided you with divine messages and revolutionary ways of healing. Why do you think they had this special connection to you and shared so much of their knowledge and wisdom with you?
Well, a lot of people go, how come you're chosen? I said, no, I chose this mission myself. And us Syrians work with color, light, and sound. We use frequencies. That's why that first time, every room they showed me was a different color. So they used color frequencies, which is knowledge. They said every color has a major knowledge, and then different frequencies can heal you, raise your vibration. Disease cannot live in a high vibration. They could actually raise your frequency up so high that cancer cannot live in your body. So I started doing the sound healing work very young. When Archangel Gabriel came in, he reminded me I was overnight in the Great Pyramid of Egypt. And he comes to me and he goes, color, light, sound. 7 is a sacred number. Color, light, sound. He kept repeating this over and over again. He announced himself. And I said, oh, he's talking about the 7 chakras, the 7 colors of the rainbow. And I put the 2 and 2 together and he's telling me there's tones for each chakra. So he helped me write my chakra journey CD. He profound. A lot of people don't know that Archangel Gabriel he's a messenger, but he's also a musician because he plays a horn. Come blow your horn, Gabriel. He is a horn player. Make a joke out of it, but it's not a joke. It's true. So he helped me with the tones. What was really fascinating, this was in 1997, and that CD is still almost a #1 seller for chakras, so activation and healing, balancing. But the point is, when I started writing it and recording it, he was there helping me with the tones. I went to record the root chakra. Then everything was fine. And then I went to record the next chakra, the sacral chakra. He said, not yet, not now, not time. It's not time. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I'm so excited about this mission and this project. He literally stopped me. Nothing worked in my recording studio. This went on for 4 years. Every time I tried to record that chakra journey CD, he said, not yet, not time. In the meantime, when I went to record other CDs that I have, it was fine. He kept stopping me. What happened when 9/11, the Twin Towers fell? He comes in, Archangel Gabriel comes in the next day and he goes, okay, it's time now. Pretty profound, a timing thing.
Very, very profound.
For healing the planet. It was time. The planet needed healing with this music and the frequencies. So.
And you were the vessel to bring it out. The beings you communicated with have relayed to you information about the future of our planet. Could you share some of that information?
They're saying that, yes, we're going to be raising our vibration, that we're going into a new realm, a higher frequency, which darkness cannot live in. It is going to happen, which is already happening. They said it actually started happening in 2011, 2012, where the doom and gloom people kept saying, oh, it's the end of the world and put everybody in fear. No, it's the end of a realm, end of a time period to go. That's when the shifts are going to happen into the higher frequencies. And we were going into the photon belt, which is a higher frequency, they told me. It's inevitable, as we all know right now, the darkness is trying their hardest. It's going to to be failure. Trust me, trust me, trust me, failure. That's our last chance. So they're not going to be able to maneuver into the higher realms. Only, it's up to them if they want to change.
You are an accomplished writer, a multi-award winning musician and composer, a teacher, speaker, DNA facilitator, Reiki master, and a pioneer in sound healing. And you excel at all of them. What is the secret to your endless energy, creativity, and knack for achieving success at just about everything you do?
I'm so excited about my work, and my spirit guides come in for different missions. Like, for instance, I have Ascension CD. I didn't think about Ascension CD. They come in and they say, okay, it's time for the Ascension CD. And that's how they talk. And I said, okay, I know exactly what to do. I've written as a solo artist. I think I've written 14 CDs, and every single one is activational, and they're totally different from each other. Totally. I would go to a sacred site and write the music from that site, as in I was in the Mayan lands. I came home and wrote a Mayan landing CD. Jose Aguilar, a Mayan shaman, he fell in love with that CD. He goes, oh my God, this is the truth. I can feel it. If anybody doesn't know who Jose Aguilar is, he's a major Mayan shaman. Then when I came back from Egypt the first time, Chakra Journey happened. And when I went to Egypt the second time, Egyptian Sun happened. Actually, I asked for that one. I said, Ra, the sun god, could you please give me the ancient melody lines? Because when I was there in Egypt this last time, I didn't hear anything ancient. They were actually playing Middle Eastern rap music. And that's all I pretty much heard. I said, I want the ancient melody lines. I asked him for 3 days, and he came in at 1:00 in the morning for 7 days with a different melody line for that CD. And that's how I wrote that Egyptian Sun CD. And that one has won 5 major musical production awards, because I also have written a theatrical show about the ancient gods and goddesses creation story. And I'm hoping to get that into big theatrical production soon. I just won my last award was just last December 2020.
Congratulations. And I know that word is going to be said many, many times over the years. Should viewers of Paranormal Yacker want to look up my encounters with ETs and angels, or any of your other books you've written, as well as recordings of your music, learn about the different services, workshops, and products you offer, what is your contact information?
Thunderbeat.com. That's BEAT, thunderbeat.com, for any hard copies like my books and CDs. But you can go online and listen for free at my download music station, which is Sirius, SIRIUS, like the planet, SiriusStargate.com.
Sure, a lot of people will be doing that. I want to thank you for being my guest on Paranormal Yacker. I very much look forward to doing future interviews with you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm Stan Mallow, the Paranormal Yacker. I hope you enjoyed the interview you just watched. To be sure you don't miss any interviews on my free YouTube channel, all you have to do is press the subscribe button on your screen.